It's that time of the year again, where in Mexico, Day of the Dead is celebrated. One of my favorite traditions. Do you like Day of the Dead?
Yeah, it's just like Halloween, right?
Well, they are similar, but they are also way too different to say that they are the same celebration. For example, Day of the Dead has been celebrated in Mexico for centuries, even before the Spanish arrived in the country. In fact, the native Mexicas used to have at least 6 celebrations dedicated to dead throughout the year. But when the Spanish arrived to the country, they didn't like some of the things that they saw at these celebrations, like the rituals and the human sacrifices. So they managed to incorporate some of their traditions from Christianity with what was celebrated here in Mexico. And they actually moved the celebration of Day of the Dead to align with the celebration that they brought from Europe called All Hallow Tide, which was celebrated from October 31st to November the 2nd.
Wow, those Spaniards sure were an influential bunch. Very interesting history. So how are the two holidays different? In the United States, we usually celebrate Halloween by carving pumpkins, little kids dress up and go trick-or-treating for candy. It's a fun kind of day.
Well, in Mexico, Day of the Dead is more like a spiritual celebration. And here you would find family members together at the cemeteries where they would come and clean the tombs of their deceased loved ones. You would also find mariachis playing here at the cemetery, tons of food, and a party that goes through the night. Some people stay the night at the cemeteries. Some people believe that it's a special time where the souls of their loved ones who have passed away have permission to return to Earth and spend a few days with their loved ones. So that's why people come to cemeteries or make altars at home dedicated to honor them.
Interesting. So do Mexicans celebrate Halloween?
In fact, we do. We have something called Dia de Brujas, which is Day of the Witches, and it's basically like Halloween, just with a different name. Children dress up and they go trick-or-treating. Some adults also dress up and they go out, have fun, drink with their friends. People also watch horror movies at home, and it's basically the same, just with a different name.
So where do they celebrate Day of the Dead in Mexico?
Day of the Dead is celebrated everywhere in Mexico. No matter where you go to, there's going to be something going on for Day of the Dead. But this is also a celebration that takes place in places like Ecuador and even Brazil now. And in the United States, the Day of the Dead is celebrated in places where there are big Mexican communities. So pretty much in all of America.
So if an outsider wanted to join in on the celebration, what would they do?
I would recommend visiting any of the cemeteries in the country because that's where families and friends and people in general just hang out for Day of the Dead. And also they could visit any of the main squares in every city because that's where altar competitions take place, where different schools get together and groups of students have to decorate an altar dedicated to an important person, and they could go help decorate or just stick around and eat pan de muerto.
If you want to know more about Day of the Dead, you can follow us on our social media channels because we're going to be going to Michoacan, Mexico, where they have some of the biggest Day of the Dead celebrations. Happy Halloween!
Feliz Dia de Muertos!